And we're hot. We got the 440 on the bench. I'm going to bring it up here, and I need to get a root beer. Because this thing actually runs. But, yeah, we're going to do something a little more fun with this thing, I think. Well, it's not as cold as I was hoping. Because my little guy left the fridge open again. That's fantastic. All right. Let's see. Bring it up here on the computer. So, on the cell phone, whatever. My videos, that way I can see comments and whatnot. Okay. Now I can see everybody. Can you guys hear me? Test 1 2. I can hear me on here, so even if you guys aren't replying. All right. So I had a little chat today with Mrs. Pate, with the missus. So anybody wants to go check out Pate's performance, they're welcome to do that channel. But she was encouraging me to do a few more videos, you know. A little root beer, work on some saws. Because I haven't been doing it, you know. I haven't been hanging out with you guys, and I like hanging out with you guys, but I haven't been feeling it lately, you know. So, and truth be told, I haven't had lots to do anyway. But don't worry, there's stuff here. We're gonna find some stuff to do. Tim Freeman, welcome. How are you? Hope everything's well. So, from that 362 I did yesterday, I have a brand new 362 tank, which I got, and I still need a couple other quick parts, but other than that, we'll get that thing back together eventually. The 440 here, I was thinking, one of the things that I noticed about it was it has compression. The piston's fine, but it's like 130 pounds. So, Steve was having trouble starting it, and even though I fixed the choke for him, it was still kind of annoying him, and it started better with the decompression valve off. So, needs some more compression. I'm going to do that. Maybe I should turn this into a hybrid. You know? Maybe I should put a 460 head on here. Just kind of a thought. What do you guys think? Again, thanks to the missus for giving me pep talk today. So, why does it feel a little dark over here? Maybe that lights out. Okay. It's the mister. Just so you know, your missus gave me a little pep talk. So, appreciate it. No, I got no boxes. I need a box. Oh, there's a box. Wait a minute. Too much stuff going all at once. So I actually have a couple things to do tonight. I don't know what we're gonna get to, but I gotta get the top end off this thing. Most importantly, the missus here. Oh dear. Roadrunner, how's it going? Jay Kelso, what's going on? Still running strong. Help your video. Fantastic. Congratulations. Happy to help. Yeah, but who gives her the pep talk? That's the real question, right? So we gotta get the top end off this thing, so we start taking it apart. I'm just gonna start pulling bolts off here. You know what? I can't do that. I gotta get the wire chain off first. Maka, how's it going? Well, it's good to be here. You know, it's good to have all you guys here too. Appreciate everybody. I really do. Just want to, you know, get some stuff done. Do a few projects here. I really haven't been feeling like doing projects the last few weeks. Last couple of months, actually. I mean, steak, herb potatoes, and side salad. All right. That's kind of tight. Well, I guess we could just do that. That's fine too. And we need a metal tray. We're starting to run out of metal trays. We know when we run out of metal trays, I've got too many projects. That's for sure. So I sent cylinder head out to Rattler today. And yeah. See, this one, like the top, everything works. So not really worried about it other than, I mean, it's not scored or anything like that. So the seals are okay. It just not as much compression as it could be. So I was like, okay, do I take it off and muck around with the head, or do I turn it into something else? And right now I'm kind of thinking turning it into something else, you know? Just gonna take the wrap handle off here. This saw, unlike the 362, is a wee bit easier to take apart. It ain't awesomely easy, but it's certainly a wee bit easier. There's the handle. Done. And you made margaritas. No one fills your bag. No, it's your tank. That's what that is. It's it's called the Love Tank, Chris. Just so you know, there's a. Anyway, it's not that type of channel. Gonna make some of the 2s and build a 7.2. Be good bash. Bash around saw the 597. Yeah, you know, if you need the tools, let me know. If you're gonna build them on your own, that's fine too. All right. I need to empty this too. I always forget to do that. Right here. So empty the gas. So my poor buddy couldn't get this started. He was so upset. He couldn't get it started. And I think he had flooded it. And then I just... He flooded it, and then... just took the decompression valve off and it popped immediately, you know. He was more upset about that too. Stop to the bottom of my shoe. Gas, now oil. I may not actually need to do the oil tank. I'm not going to be, as far as I know, I'm not going to be splitting this. This basically has new bearings, new seals, so I don't think it necessarily needs to be split. That's loose. Although I can't pull that yet. Can't take the top cover. Can't take the top cover off until the spark plug is out. So there's our starter. I built this. I check squish. Yeah, this is running awfully rich. Built this a while ago, and this was a saw that ate a couple of cranks. I think the it was actually the head that was off. Changed the head. Now it's not eating cranks, but the compression's on the low side. So let's see if we can get it up, if at all possible. Where is my 13 one? Oh, there's my 10. Before I lose it. Okay. Let's do this one. 8mm nuts. That comes off. Billy Ray Coverall, what's going on? Welcome. Betty O, the new Dr. Ruth. Yeah, I try to keep this channel a little more along the line of chainsaws, you know. So now the choke works much better after I put a little piece of rubber fuel line on the choke handle. Amazing how that works. But it's not perfect, you know. But it's that's much better, much better. I have to think of what of this needs to be removed so I can remove the handle. This AV mount screw here, probably. My guess would be the carburetor's got to be removed. Cover piece. I probably need to do the throttle line. How do I do that? Right, throttle, this just pops up from here, from the back end. That just comes out. This is a piece that was actually missing in the original kit, if I remember right. I think it's attached to both the impulse line and the gas line. But other than that, I think this should actually pull out. It does. The same deal on this. If you got an extra piece of hose sitting around, six people watching. So, outer inner rings out, and then we'll be able to pull the impulse line off. Now, on some of these kits, they actually had an issue with the impulse line for whatever reason. I don't think this kit had that issue, but we'll look at it. Okay, so now AV mounts. So over here is that. See, I don't remember whether those are screwed in or not. Whether there's screws under there or not. You have to take off the chain catcher. Which also means the dog gets loose. Whatever. Just put that there for now. The bar plate needs to come off. For some dumb reason, I don't know why it does on that like that, but otherwise you can't get to this part. Okay, that still moves. Put the bar plate down in there. I'm going to put the bar plate screw back here so we don't lose it. Because it's small. Yep, there's a screw in there. So you take the covers off. Stanley, who showed up? Hey, Stanley. Chris? Chris?
What?
Go back upstairs. You do not get to go in there tonight. You left that door open. Go back up.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
screw for the AV mounts. Probably, like if I had to guess, there's probably a screw under there too. If I remember right. Good. So that tank now wants to come off, which is good. You're from Oklahoma but grew up in North Carolina. Okay. What part of Oklahoma? So just pushed the boot in, but now I'm hung up on the impulse line. Which I can pull off gently. And now just need to worry about the yellow and black cables. What do I do with those? Pull them off of here. Let's pull them off this end. They're just spade connectors. Go right off. Black in the back. There's the tank. Impulse line actually looks like it's fine. No issue there. So, cool. Yeah, Billy, you'll find that basically hanging out here is just what we do. Think of it as like you're just watching your buddy work in his garage. Pretty much what we're doing. So, not a whole lot exciting beyond that. So now, should we take off the head and just, yeah, let's. Right, the muffler has to come off anyway, so 4 bolts on the front. The 2 top ones are really short. The 2 bottom ones hold everything on, kind of. 2 screws internally in the muffler. That's hot. Those were Loctite in. Pull the muffler off. Okay, that goes in this box. Now we get to the head. So what I was just chastised by one of the guys for calling it something other than just simply a cylinder. Yeah, he might be right. We'll call it a cylinder. That's pulled ahead. Hey, Bama. Welcome. We don't work on any mowers here. Well, it's not true. I can go out and work on my mower, but it's not, what you're doing. So, a bit different. Mainly work on saws. It's habit, It's not really, everybody asks me, is this your hobby? No, this is more habit than hobby. Come on. The hole that's drilled here for access is drilled off kilter, so it does not allow for space to get this in. So I just have to do my hand. The Weehaw here is a little bit thinner. Allow me to get down there. You get 2 saws to work on? Okay. Have you worked on many saws? If you haven't, you're definitely in the right place. Just keep in mind, I really don't know what I'm doing. I've just done it a bunch. If we can agree on that, we'll do just fine. Let's see, can I knock? Will this just come loose? No, okay. Sometimes I can just get it loose. I think what I'm going to be doing is changing the cylinder here. Wow, all right. Hey, oh my cutter. This was a base gasket delete. So the bearing itself is not shot, but I don't like the look of the crank. It looks like it got warm. Somehow it looks like that crank got hot. So the question is, do we chance it? Now lube it up and pray, basically. It's hot on one side. It's actually hot on the flywheel side. So it's possible something's off kilter. what to do. So what do you think? Should I just put basically a hybrid top end on this? Put a 460 top end on somehow. I could figure that out. Or do I do a full split on this? This has almost no time on it. I hate to throw out the crank without giving it a shot here, you know? See the color? And notice this is a different color than here. That's a different color at the tip of my fingernail. That's coppery color. Well, the option would be possibly just get a new chassis, new crank, and switch everything over. Because this chassis has been through, this is the third crank in here. So if something is off kilter, I thought it was a cylinder head. Maybe not. If it eats another crank, it eats another crank. Not the best wash pattern. Ugh. Let me put a bigger head on this and let it rip and see what happens. So I need to source a bigger head. And this is all aftermarket stuff. So this is all just screwing around with the aftermarket stuff. So there's not lots of money we're talking about. But I can put a 460 big bore kit on this. Go from 50 millimeter to 54 millimeter. That would be a pretty significantly bigger top end. And see if she fits, you know? Why not? So that was kind of what's up for tonight. I guess I'll source a bigger top end for it. The question is, what do we do now other than have root beer? Speaking of that, where'd it go? It's right here. Shoot. Guess I can take the piston off. Don't really need that. What is the wear pattern on the skirt of the piston? This has a little bit of wear on the intake, just simply from. I'll pull it off and show you. It's a little bit worn, but not bad. I bet these clips are like Husky clips or something like that. Might be Husky. No, they're not. Those are aftermarket clips. Because they have the really long ears to them. I'll throw those out. So again, this didn't have it ran. I know that it ran. So I think it needs to be a little easier to start, which means it needs a little bit more compression overall. So we got to figure out how to get that. See, so a little bit of, that's the intake side, maybe debris on there. It's not pristine on the exhaust side. There's a little bit of maybe piston slap almost. I'll bet this has been through those other cranks though, if I remember right. The crank failed and I tried to save the piston. It does work, so whatever. I'll order another head. Alright, so what's everybody else doing tonight? I'm here hanging out doing this sort of stuff. What are you guys doing? This was a base gasket delete. I'm going to get my 1184 off of here. Feet up, good. I was doing that earlier. The brake cleaner really just loosens kind of the 1184. It doesn't really dissolve it as well as you might think. The 1184 is pretty impressive stuff, admittedly. As you're kicking it, take care, Roadrunner. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's close enough, I think. Okay. Good enough on this thing for tonight. You know what? Hang on. Any debris down in here you really want to try to get rid of. If at all possible. metal shaving, so it's less likely to really hurt anything. But still, 13,000 RPM, anything's possible. All right, that's gonna go over there for the moment, on top of the old CD player. Okay. Next, 350 stuff. I'll be right back. This has been soaking in the ultrasonic for like the last month. So, this is a 350. I think this is bucks. And what we need to do is get a squish number on this. Then watching 6 thumbs up. Wonderful. Yeah, shucks, my other drill is out in the shed. Hope it doesn't get stolen. All right. That'll do for now. All we need to do is get a squish number. So I need some like trial bearings. This is a 350, so this is kind of like back to my roots here. What I did originally. So let's have a check here. How far off is this base? So I need a blade here. This goofy stuff. So one thing I found on one particular saw was that these metal inserts here stick up sometimes, especially if the saw has gotten hot in the past and the plastic kind of shrinks away from the metal a little bit, which then if it shrinks away from the metal, then you've got an air leak and the whole thing eats itself, which wouldn't be the best, but it's a pretty common occurrence. So you can check with a blade, a straight edge effectively. You can look in here and see. That's actually pretty good, because I can feel it. These are actually slightly recessed almost, which is fine. So then the 1184 has a lot better likelihood of actually attaching, adhering itself to the plastic and maintaining a seal. Tim Hart, what's going on? Can say I'm better. Here to watch and drink a root beer. Good. I can say I'm better than the some and worse. Better than some and worse than the others. Still alive. Okay. Storm with Michigan. Day off tomorrow. I'll be cutting wood. Okay. I was out. We had a big storm come through Connecticut, and it was actually the tropical storm, and it was kind of caught everybody with their pants down. And we thought it was going to be big, and then we thought it wasn't, and then it was kind of a little bit bigger than we thought. And so big, in fact, that we had about 46% of the state without power at one point. So I think that falls into the category of not good. You know? All right. Somewhere here, I got a 346 XP head that's got some scoring in it, which you guys can't see. Okay. So maybe we can put that on here. Ugly. Let's see what we can do. The old cordless Dremel here. Sandpaper. Got emery paper here. Turn the speed way down. And run it in, see what happens. We've had no rain here in weeks, with the exception of the tropical storm that came through. We've had no rain. It's been real bad. Looking better already. Okay, not bad. It ain't awesome yet, but we'll get there. Crank the speed up just a little bit. Yeah, this is off the 346 XP I did a couple months ago. It belongs to Brian, actually, or it did, and I still owe him for that, but he hasn't contacted me in a bit, so I need to hook up with him because I still have a 365 of his that's in pieces here that he needs to tell me what he wants to do with. Also thinking, I think I want to use this piston. See if I can machine the top of this a little bit. I don't know if Buck's going to want to do that or not, but I'm going to assume he wants to play a little bit. So this piston is essentially shot. There's really not a whole lot of point in trying to salvage this. What I can use it for is I can put sandpaper on there and actually sand the squish band. $60 here. Fresh new stuff. All I'm trying to get rid of, there's a lip in there on the edge of the squish band that I want to get rid of. I want it as flat as possible. I'm not trying to take away tons and tons of material. That's not the idea. Now I need some JB Weld. Quick weld. Snowblowers need to be adopted. Oh, wow. Don't need tons. There, now I just need something heavy to put on it. The battery's fine. About 10 minutes. That'll be ready to rock and roll. Here. Put the battery down on it. They'll have sandpaper to use. Hey, Jay. What's going on, man? You change the shot. Well, I'm using the actual bench. Is 288's running good for you? You know what? I guess I'll use. Memory card is what I use. So all this is a drywall screw with a slice down the middle of it. And it holds sandpaper or emery or whatever. Just a matter of speed down. More score off to the side there. The rest of it's pretty okay. Or rather transfer off to the side, so I gotta get that. Oh, pretty good though. So I keep tearing little pieces off because it wears. Try a piece of 60 grit. Just for hell of it. It's coming. It's coming. Ship snowblowers. Don't tempt him. Getting there. Another thing you can do, actually use a hone. Now, you're not supposed to do this on plated cylinders, just so everybody knows. But I don't think a little bit of this is going to be that harmful, considering if you consider that the head is effectively lost at this point, you know? Okay, how many times have you pulled the Nickel before mastering cleaning up a cylinder? I have certainly not mastered cleaning up a cylinder. I can tell you that. I've done a bunch of them. I'm trying to think of how many might be a good number. Maybe a couple dozen. But mastery, no, I don't think so. Max is Matt. What's going on, Matt? Yeah, Jesse, I definitely would not consider myself a master at this. It's funny, like each method shows you something a little bit different. A 661, huh? How's it turning out? Everything okay? I need to go back to the emery for a bit. I think the 60 grit's a little bit. The 60 grit's aggressive and it's done its job, but I think I need to go back to emery cloth. A little bit less aggressive. A tree fall on it? Ooh, okay. I bet that got pricey. I'm not sure I've ever ground through on a head. So you don't really have to worry about grinding the cylinder or grinding the plating through. I've ever gone through on the plating, so you don't have to worry about that. It's whether or not the pieces that have come out of it are significant enough to really screw up the compression. I'd probably run that at this point. It ain't perfect, but it's not too bad. Hit it with the polisher and whatnot. Make sure it's all nice. This is probably reasonably stuck at this point. Then I take my blade, go around the piston. You do not want to have any excess granules or grit in the head when you do this. So anything sticking out would probably be bad. You know what I mean? So there's the sandpaper on top of the piston. Pin bearing for 346. Cobbled ram is probably not in there. There would be a pin bearing for a 346. Brand new meteor piston. Yep, that one's in there. That'll work. machine this out for this lip. Perfect. I'll use my grabber, just a 2-prong grabber here. I'll put this on my impact. Not to use the impact function, but just because it's a 1/2 inch. And spin it. Think that did anything? I think so. So that yucky stuff, I want to get it off there. Brake cleaner. And you're only going to get a few grinds out of this paper, but it might be just enough to even out the squish band a little bit for you. And the proper way to do this is to send it down to Rattler in North Carolina and have him machine it on the lathe proper. But this is not that level of saw. Check this out. Almost. A couple of grinds here and we got it. I think Tim's just being funny. You get a nice ring on there of plating and aluminum. With the right stuff, the right pressure, it definitely does go through the plating. It's got a lip of plating. It just drives me nuts when I try to get squish. I make it flat, a whole lot better. One more, that'll be it. And the sandpaper will be spent, basically. So. this. You good? I don't really need this piston anymore. I have others. So I'm just going to keep that heat. But put this back here. No, I haven't used the flex hones. I don't have one. Yeah, John, that's what I'm going to do. Welcome. Haven't seen you around in a while. How you doing? I'm kidding. I haven't been around. Forgive me. Actually, John, I'll show you something. Maybe you can tell me what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, check out John Riley's channel if you get the chance. He's does some pretty sweet stuff with saws and chains. And by the way, John, I haven't got a chance to use that damn chain. We were going to have the get together, and it didn't happen. You know what I mean? So let me show you something. So this is the 440 I took apart. Now this 440 has had 2 cranks in it with minimum. So I blamed the other 2 on a off center. So this is minimal run, dark there, coppery color there. So what do you think? Just put the 460 head on and see if it grenades or not? Or because this is basically new bearings, new seals, and it's a Chinese crank. Or should I just change the crank again, or possibly get a new chassis entirely? That's another idea. I was like, just get a new chassis entirely. This one's got bad luck. Because I was thinking the other head that I had on it might have been cockeyed and killing the crank. This was running a different 440 head, and I've still got bluing there. It's still there's no play. There's play side to side, but nothing. There's nothing up and down. It's good, but it's still got a little warm. You know what I mean? What do you think? Yeah, this is the Chinese 440 kit, and it hasn't had a whole lot of runtime, unfortunately. It initially ate 2 cranks. Like the second crank went within a matter of seconds almost. So I was just thinking about throwing a 460 head on it. Do you happen to know if I need to do any work with the head to try to find an OEM crank? Yeah, it's an idea. My concern is that it's not the crank. Maybe something is off kilter with the base here. If something's off kilter with the base, then it don't matter, you know, what crank I put in there. And it's at least a little bit odd that the bluing is to the flywheel side. You'd think that the heat would be more on the PTO side. Well, on this one, as far as the steel bearings and seals go, I think the bearings and seals on here are fine. There was no scoring on the piston, so I think the bearings and seals were fine. If I was going to redo it, I would make sure there's a Nachi on this side, and on this side, then yeah, I can probably do an OEM bearing. Because this is just a 6202 over here. You don't need anything fancy. You need a nice, Nachi 6202 and you're good. I just don't know if I want to put all kinds of money into this, Be nice to find an OEM 440 crank for cheap. All right, back to what I was doing. What was I doing? Nothing important. Scrap it, build an 80. No, I don't want to scrap it. I can understand, like, if I needed maybe a new crankcase and different bearings, I that would kind of, okay. You start getting, awfully into the woods with all kinds of other stuff. You guys know what I mean. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, let me know. I don't know if I want. Again, I don't know if I want to go that route yet, because I think if I found an OEM 440 crank, I think I'd have to get a brand new set of cases. 440 Chinese cases, and then swap out the cases and scrap that part of this whole thing and go fresh there. Just not sure if I want to do all that yet. These are used bearings. I'm not planning on using these bearings except for fitment. All I want to do here is get a squish number. Right? John Riley is working on all kinds of stuff. I know that for a fact. Let me find the bolts here. Three. I wonder if I can find a fourth. These are the coarse thread screws, which aren't the best, but I wonder if I can find a fourth one sitting around here somewhere. Okay. Random nuts and bolts. a zillion of these bolts around here somewhere. They're the coarse thread ones for the base, which usually I'll switch them out, but another idea. Just go with the 3 for now. Annoying, but whatever. Should get me close enough on squish anyway. Just, temporarily. All right. 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's the pin bearing. Finally. Pin bearing. Farmer Tech 660 Owen crank. SOB. Yeah, I'm working, John. I've got that kit coming here. I don't have the OEM crank, but so John, hot tip: if you want to screw around with something, I just started this the other morning. I'm using a 390 XP PTO bearing on a 660. I found out that you can actually run that thing in flush. You basically run that thing in into the case, and you don't have to bottom it against the oiler. It just sits flush on both sides. And then you don't have to work on driving a seal home or nothing. It's already in there for you. I can't stand the proprietary bearings personally, but for that application, it makes kind of sense. Not a head slapper. Okay. Just take two shorter bolts, if you can find them. Two short M5 bolts. They do not have to be crazy here. Nothing special. All it's going to do is hold, very temporarily hold the head down here. Yeah, John videos everything, so. He will. Yeah, this is actually Buck's 350. I just haven't. He hasn't gotten a chance to come up here in a bit, so. About 25, 31 thousandths, 30 thousandths. Basically right on what would be the thickness of my other solder, which is kind of annoying actually, but let's double check. Okay. All right, I've got this. Just turn this. Never hurts to double check. Yeah, right around 30 thousandths. Okay. So that's no gasket, 30 thousandths. So if we want to add a gasket, that's about 20 thousandths. I had that here somewhere. Hey, Vince. Well, I don't have all the stuff I probably should have installed, but don't worry, there's some stuff out in the shed. So this gasket is a little thicker, about 22 thousandths, but usually I figure 20 thousandths gasket thickness. Figure on that. So if you do, right now it's like 30 thousandths. Add this, it's going to be 50 something. So you have to take away basically 30 thousandths off the base in order to get this to be 20,000 squish type of machine. So now I got to take this all back apart, and then I'll be able to bring this riser block down to the folks. So right now I don't have to worry about touching the head at all. Just need to now pull off the riser block. Okay, take this apart, the bottom apart. Here. So I'll take the riser, I'll mark on here what I want to do. Minus 030. Now I can take that down to the folks. Put that in the car. All right, so how's that? Everybody feeling good now? So I know I haven't been live in a while, guys, and I do apologize. I will try to do a little bit more lives going forward. I'm A, still a little low on ambition, and B, don't have tons to do. C, I'm awfully tired from work. So yeah, that's how things are going. So I appreciate everybody hanging out, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their weekend. And I'll call it for now. And that's essentially that. Questions, comments, anything else from you guys? Shout out to the Pates for lending an ear today. Do appreciate that. Give me a little pep talk. Hope everybody else is good, you know. Other questions, comments? Yeah, not too worried about Rona, but not saying it's not that. I'm saying it's not out there. It's just that plenty else to be worried about. So gotta stay safe driving, all that other fun stuff. So have a great night, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you as soon as possible when I have something else interesting to show you guys. All right, I'm out. Take care, guys. Enjoy your evening.